Har Har Mahadev. A big hello everyone. This is your friend, mentor and guide Neeti. And first of all, let me express my heartfelt gratitude towards all of you for taking interest in this workshop, which is called Exam Stress to Success Workshop. As you all know, exams are coming, and the key word that revolves around examination time is revision. If we revise well and do our preparations well, we are bound to come out with flying colors, isn't it? But just in case we study hard, yet at the time of revision, we do not concentrate on planning out our revision schedule properly, then definitely we will find it difficult to cope up with the stress of examination, and we will end up inviting uncalled for stress in our lives. Have you ever imagined that when a house has to be made or a building has to be made, what do? We purchase a land and we approach the architect, and the architect makes a plan for it. It's like a project, isn't it? It's a big time project for him, and he makes sure that everything is followed to the T according to the plan. Even all the laborers, engineers, any skill force that works upon the building, make sure that everything is in accordance with the project plan. And what we see as the end result is a beautiful building. Any discrepancy in following the plan laid down by the architect leads to discrepancies. For example, if the plumber does not follow the plumbing plan, then what will happen? There will be leakages and seepages. If the civil engineer does not follow the plan as laid down by the senior architect, then there can be structural issues in the building, isn't it? Similarly, when we are supposed to appear for the exam, it is no less than a project. And our performance in the exam not only depends upon our hard work and regularity in our work and assignments and taking notes all through the year, but it also depends upon the revision plan, which, if followed properly, will help us sail through the exam time and bring out best results. So how do we prepare well for our exams? जब भी एग्जाम आते हैं, रिविजन कोर वर्ड बन जाता है. The teachers tell the students, work hard. Have you revised this? Have you revised that? How is your revision going? And the parents are also always emphasizing on the revision. And on the other side, the children also know that they have to revise. But how is the big question. When a revision plan is adhered to, then it is for sure going to bring out beautiful results. It is not about studying hard, but at the same time, it's also about studying smartly. Studying smart. When you study smart, you know that you have planned out and charted out your revision plan. And if you have to follow that to the T and organize your revision schedule, then you know that you are going to do well. Today, I'm going to discuss the same with all of you. How to study smart. How to adhere to your revision plan. So the first and foremost question is how to make a revision plan. So for making a revision plan, we have to divide all the subjects The subjects we know well have to be marked with a green marker. The subjects which will need greater help have to be marked with a yellow marker. And the subjects that have to be really worked on upon have to be marked with a pink marker. This is not to increase your stress levels, but to acknowledge the fact that certain subjects need greater and harder work schedule. You need to be more regular with that subject. Then comes how to work subject-wise. So you will need certain post-its. Post-its are little sticky chits which are available at the stationer's shop. So you will buy again 3 colors of post-its, right? So we will need pink colored post-its, we will need yellow colored post-its, and we will need green colored post-its. So for each textbook, you will mark out the lessons which you know really well with green colored post-its. And you will mark the lessons which you need to revisit again, about which you have doubts, with yellow colors. And post-it with pink color will be posted on the topics and lessons for which you really need to put in effort. And with a black marker pen, you will simply write down the topics which need to be emphasized upon. Okay. Now comes the third tip. Many of us face issues with focus and concentration. हम कई बार एग्ज़ाम टाइम में जितना ज़्यादा पढ़ने की कोशिश करते हैं, हम में से आधों को कभी भूख लग जाती है, कभी बाहर जाने का मन करता है, कभी फ़ोन आ जाता है, सो वी एंड अप गेटिंग डिस्ट्रैक्टेड. तो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट वी विल सेट अप अ स्टडी शेड्यूल of 25 plus 5 and again 25 plus 5 minutes and again 25 plus 20 minutes. So it's going to be a study schedule of 25 minutes followed by a break of 5 minutes. Again a study schedule of 25 followed by a break of 5 minutes. And lastly again a study schedule of 25 minutes followed by a break of 20 minutes. And then the cycle repeats. So when you study for 25 minutes, you make sure that you are actually studying less than your concentration span. So it keeps you motivated. You don't feel exhausted. And also, have you noticed that our classes in schools or tuition classes is mostly around 50 minutes to 1 hour or 45 minutes, isn't it? So when we study only for 25 minutes, we get a feeling in the mind as if we have not pressured our mind enough. We are still calm and fresh. And after that, when we get a break of 5 minutes, we have enough time to either check out on our phone or check out various other things that we need to check. You could have water, hydrate yourself, get yourself fresh, and then get back to work after 5 minutes. But for that, I would suggest do not use the timer of the phone. Put your phone away for those 25 minutes. Check it only when 5 minutes break is there. I want the timer to ring on the alarm clock, on a normal alarm clock, and not on the phone. Let the phone be silent and not distract you, because the moment you pick your phone, it will attract you towards various social media apps, and checking the social media updates will end up wasting your time. So this 25 plus 5, 25 plus 5 and 25 plus 20 minute schedule really works well for, especially for students whose attention span is not too good. Another thing I want to discuss is flow charts. Making flow charts for each and every lesson, depending upon what topics are to be covered, what are the key points, what are the sub points. It's like making a chapter tree for yourself. Bifurcate the lesson in the form of flow charts. First of all, you have to start with the name of the lesson, bifurcate into key points, and then bifurcate those key points further into sub points. And then if there are further discussions into that, we have to bifurcate likewise. So when we have flow charts in our hand for each and every lesson, it becomes very easy for us, one, to understand the concept of the lesson, and secondly, to understand the fact that this is what has to be covered in this chapter. If at all there are certain extremely challenging parts which you find difficult, mark them with a pink marker or a yellow marker. And just in case the lesson is easy, you can mark it with a green post-it or a green marker pen. One more tip is, when we study science or maths, we often have to do numericals, isn't it? So making a cheat sheet of various numerical formulae and reading them every day aloud is an extremely good idea. 10 minutes in the morning with fresh mind and 10 minutes before sleeping will make sure that if these formulae are read, they will become a part of your memory for times to come. Besides this, if you can slot out half an hour for writing those formulae each day, there's nothing like that. Because when we write our answers in formulae, they become a part of our long-term memory. Also, another good idea I would like to suggest for all the formulae is that you record all the formulae in your own voice and listen to it every day. So whenever there is a question in your exam and a certain formula has to be used, then when you try to recall your formulae, your own voice will echo in your mind and you will know what formula to use where. This will help you greatly in remembering the formula. Next comes up is the maps. In the subjects like social studies, etc., history or geography, we need to study maps, and maps are very scoring. So make sure that you have learned and practiced your maps well. When you know your map work, and also when you know your multiple choice questions well, then those are like free K marks. You are already sorted with a certain number of marks that nobody can cut. If your map work is good, neat and tidy, if you know all the definitions well in social studies, also if you know all the keywords well, there is no stopping. For history, you need to have a special cheat sheet for dates and timelines. Also, flowcharts need to be maintained for various causes and consequences, various treaties that were signed. You can consult your mentors to guide you with the flowcharts. They are extremely important and very helpful. Now comes to studying smart doesn't mean that you study day in and day out. Rest is an important part of our exam preparation. All work and no play can make you dull, and your mind will stop responding. So indulging in your some sort of play activity or your hobby or sleeping enough is extremely important. Also, being wide awake till wee hours and not sleeping on time will bring the performance of your mind down. You will find it difficult to remember things. Make sure that a student who has to appear for exams may get up early but sleeps on time and gets at least 6 to 7 hours of good sound sleep. Studying smart also resonates to keeping calm. And by keeping calm, I mean that you need to have good amount of fresh home cooked warm food, because when your stomach is empty you tend to have greater tendencies for anxiety and being cranky. इसके साथ ही जब भी एग्ज़ाम्स आते हैं there is a general tendency that children start feeling low and stressed out and depressed. So it can be a cause of a lack of vitamin B12. Also, if they need professional help, of course, we must arrange it for them to sort their problems. But at the same time, eating cashews can be of great help because they are natural antidepressants and they can really help uplift the mood, and so are chocolates. Dark chocolates are very good for uplifting the mood. Having enough hydrating kind of a diet, coconut water during the day. Also, if you want to study smart and hard, you need to fill your stomach with the right kind of food, isn't it? So make your food as colorful as possible. Study enough during the day, but do not over stress yourself if you are not responding properly to the learning procedure. Then carry on after a break. When it comes to snacking, we must indulge in healthy snacking during the exams. There are various kinds of smoothies, fruits and juices, or warm soups, milk and honey, which are extremely beneficial for keeping your immunity high and keeping you healthy. Okay, so all said and done, I forgot to mention about the school notes. Your teachers have worked hard to prepare notes and exam references for you. So make sure that you have access to those notes. Study them well, in sync with your textbooks, side by side. If your notes are incomplete, firstly and foremost, make sure that you have a copy of the notes with you for each and every subject and each and every topic. Studying smart also means that you should indulge in clearance of your doubts. Do not shy away from clearing your doubts. If you feel embarrassed by asking questions in front of your peer group, then you can certainly ask for permission from your teacher to meet him or her separately in her cubicle to attend to your doubts. Having doubts is a good sign that you are putting in effort. Now we come to why writing and revising is important. Writing and revising are two key ingredients of studying smart. When you only revise, learn and move on, you are revising only for your short-term memory. And it is a part of your subconscious mind. It is a part of your conscious mind only. But when we revise, learn, revise, and then write, scripting gives power to your learning process. And when you write your answers confidently, then those answers and those chapters or whatever has been learned and written becomes a part of your long-term memory and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is always awake, and that learning and writing that you have done becomes a part of your lifelong memory. It's extremely important to write and learn. Say your answers aloud a couple of times, and then finally, when you're confident, simply write it down. This will record your answer in your memory for the rest of your life. And another very important tip is that you should jot down your to-do list. Every morning before you sit down to study, make a list of all the chapters or topics that you are supposed to cover. Don't make the list too long that you're not able to cover that, because it'll increase the pressure on your mind and make you feel low just in case you're not able to cover that much. Make a very easy list, something which is more achievable and practical. When you cover a topic, tick it off your to-do list, and by the end of the evening, you know where you stand. Just in case one or two topics are left out, then you can definitely add them to the next day's list. And on the next day, make sure that those topics which are carried forward from previous day are covered first. Try to keep it a combination of easy and a little challenging topics, or maybe chapter wise. Be regular in your revisions. Also, you know that regularity and consistency is the key to success. Just keep going and keep working smartly towards your goals. Divide your number of days available till the final exam with the number of subjects, and you get to know how many days do you have for each subject. But there is no need to stress out. It gives you a clear-cut plan of how you have to work. Likewise, you can devise how many marks do you want to increase in each subject, and likewise put in effort. Of course, the subjects that need more efforts will need more number of working hours. In case of subjects like English, Hindi, or Spanish or French, that is the languages subjects, do the grammar part nicely because grammar is scoring. Prepare the character sketches well. Also, note down the keywords and references. Prepare the poetry well in advance because it needs time to learn how to express answers for poetry. I hope these references and tips will help you study smart. Wishing you all the best. Keep going. And this is your friend, mentor, and guide Neeti signing off. Bye for now.